Hey there, I'm Bobby Casey. So you are thinking about starting an LLC in New York. Maybe you've heard about the ridiculous publication costs, the paperwork, maybe even someone telling you it's the worst state to form an LLC. And look, New York definitely has its quirks, but if you know how to navigate them, it doesn't have to be this painful, expensive process people make it out to be. Over the next few minutes, I will show you step by step how to set up a New York LLC without overpaying, getting lost in government websites, or falling into traps that surprise most founders. Yes, stay until the end, because there is one simple choice you can make from day one that will literally save you more than $1,000, and almost no one knows about it. Real quick, if you're new here, I'm Bobby. I'm the founder of BusinessAnywhere. I help both Americans and foreigners open companies remotely with services and products at BusinessAnywhere. I've seen people do New York the smart way and the very expensive way. I want you to be in that first group. Let's jump in. Let's talk about why anyone chooses New York in the first place, because honestly, it's not the easiest or cheapest state, but it is a powerhouse. If you're working with New York clients, or you're in consulting, creative work, finance, tech, having that New York presence can really add credibility. And New York courts have a long track record of honoring liability protection for LLC owners as long as you run things properly. So yeah, the extra effort can actually be worth it. Select your LLC name. New York requires the regular rules. Place LLC or limited liability company at the end. Make sure it is unique and do not use restricted terms such as bank or attorney unless licensed. Nothing surprising there. But here is where it gets interesting, and this is the part most people skip over. When you form a New York LLC, you have to list a county, and the county you choose determines how much you'll pay for the publication requirement. That dreaded thing everyone talks about. If you choose Manhattan, you might pay $2,500 or more. Brooklyn, usually over $1,000. But if you choose a county like Albany, suddenly that cost drops to maybe $300 or $400. Same law, same LLC, just way cheaper. So yeah, choosing the county is a way bigger deal than people realize. All right. Once you've figured out your name and your county strategy, you're going to need a registered agent. Technically, in New York, the Secretary of State is automatically your agent, which sounds nice, right? But the state still needs a real address to forward documents to. And if you use your home address, congratulations, it's now public forever. Most founders use a professional registered agent because it keeps their information private and ensures someone's actually watching for important mail. And if you're not physically in New York or you're a digital nomad and this part isn't optional, you'll want a proper New York address, preferably in the county you pick to keep costs down. After that, you submit your articles of organization. This is what officially creates your LLC. It costs $200 and you can file online, which I strongly recommend because it usually takes just a couple of days to process. Mail filings take longer, and honestly, nobody has time for that. You'll enter your LLC name, your county, your registered agent info, a mailing address, and whether the LLC is member managed or manager managed. Nothing too crazy. And now for everyone's least favorite part, the publication requirement. You have 120 days from formation to publish notices about your LLC in 2 newspapers, 1 daily, 1 weekly fee for 6 weeks. Then, after you're done paying for that, you file a certificate of publication with a $50 fee. If you skip this step, your LLC can get suspended. Not dissolved, but suspended, which still makes a mess with banks and contracts. This is why it really makes sense to choose the right county from the very beginning. 4-figure bill, filed in Manhattan, suddenly feeling much more reasonable about life, filed in Albany. If you are doing this remotely, then that is exactly where having a virtual business address in some cheaper county can save you hundreds, sometimes more than 1,000. Here's what most people wouldn't even imagine. New York actually requires every LLC to adopt and maintain an operating agreement within 90 days of its formation. Yes, it never gets filed with any state agency. However, this document outlines ownership, responsibilities, the distribution of profits, everything that keeps everyone out of trouble. Even if you're a single-member LLC, your bank or court will expect you to provide one because they want to see that you're treating your business like a real business. The next thing you'll need is your EIN, your federal tax ID. It's free, and you get it from the IRS website. Don't pay anyone for this. You'll need it for banking, taxes, and working with certain clients or platforms that require it. And speaking of banking, please, I'm begging you, keep your business money separate from your personal money. Mixing finances destroys liability protection faster than anything else. Get a proper U.S. business bank account, keep clean records, and you're already miles ahead of most first-time founders. And just to keep things running smoothly long-term, New York requires a biennial statement every 2 years. The funny thing? It's only $9. Yes, 9. Cheaper than a sandwich in Manhattan. But if you forget to file it, you can fall out of good standing, so set a reminder. It's the easiest compliance win on the planet. Let me quickly recap everything so it all sticks. Select a name, develop some strategy around your county, choose a registered agent, file your articles of organization, fulfill the publication requirement, draft an operating agreement, create one if creating is not necessary, apply for an EIN license permit, any licenses, open a business bank account, file a biennial statement. Seems like quite a lot. It really isn't once you get to know the flow. Or you can just let BusinessAnywhere set up your New York LLC. We help you pick the county, set up a registered agent, file everything, draft an operating agreement, assist with your EIN, everything. You only pay the state fee and whatever it costs us to publish in those newspapers. Want this to be way easier? Links in the description. Your turn. Are you forming in New York for the market and credibility, or are you comparing a few states? Drop a comment and let me know what you're building. I love hearing what you all are working on. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.